More love, here.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? We in the building. Man, oh man, oh man. We got a lot to get into today, man. We got Shannon Sharpe, who got fired from ESPN. We got some Nikola Jokic news. We got some updates with Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has lost a lot of weight. We got some updates with LeBron. We got to get into Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris got arrested for allegedly stealing $265K from a casino. We got No Chill Gilbert Arenas, who got arrested for an illegal gambling ring. And we got a little bit extra as well, too, with Jonathan Kuminga. What's up, y'all? This is Keep It Basketball. We got a lot to get into today. I'm going to be starting off the show, top of the show with Shannon Sharpe. We're going to get into that. But shout out to anybody who's watching, man. Put a like in the stream if y'all watching. Subscribe if you like the boy. And we're going to get into everything shortly. So let's start this, man. Let's get into it with the first story of the day, man. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's get into it. Let's see right here. So first story of the docket, we got Shannon Sharpe out at ESPN after settling sex assault suit. Man, oh man. Shannon Sharpe, y'all. Shannon Sharpe got absolutely finessed, y'all. He got absolutely finessed. But we'll get into this here. It was announced yesterday that Shannon Sharpe was fired from ESPN after settling his sexual assault case. If y'all didn't know, he was doing some wild shit with a young girl. I think she was like 21 years old, some 21-year-old OnlyFans model. And dude has to pay, man. So let's get into it right now, man. Top of the story. Shannon Sharpe out at ESPN after settling sex assault suit. Football Hall of Famer broadcaster Shannon Sharpe won't return to ESPN after he settled a lawsuit accusing him of rape. Sharpe, a tight end and prominent sports commentator, settled a suit with his former girlfriend. The funny part, they put girlfriend in there. Bro, this was not his girlfriend, dog. It was just some random girl he was dealing with. Sharpe, a tight end, a prominent sports commentator, settled a suit with the former girlfriend, Funny, as she claimed he raped her during their relationship. Crazy accusation. Okay. The woman's attorney, Tony Busby, said that in the settlement, both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. This is lawyer speak for they were both together. They both had ups and downs. It is what it is. Despite the resolution clearing Shannon Sharpe of sexual assault allegations, ESPN has decided against bringing him back after he stepped away in April due to the suit, The Athletic reports. Sharpe had publicly said that he expected to return to the worldwide leader by the start of NFL training camp, a deadline that passed earlier this month. ESPN declined to comment on The Athletic, and Sharpe hasn't publicly commented, though he continues to promote his podcasts, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap on social media. Man, I gotta say, man, this is an absolute L. Absolute L, man. I ain't gonna lie. I mean,
oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Absolute L, man. And for any of y'all who watch Club Shay Shay or seen any of the episodes or any of the interviews that he actually does, it's funny because if you go back a couple months ago, Monique, who we had on as a guest, and that was a pretty controversial interview as well too. Monique actually talked this guy down and said, "Listen, man, you got to stop dealing with them young girls. You got to get yourself a nice old lady, somebody your age, you know what I mean, who can take care of you." And that was, we didn't know at the time, but that was complete foreshadowing because this guy has got himself in a situation where it's reported that he has to shell out 20 M's, anywhere up to 20 M's for this situation here. And listen, man, everybody has their own fantasy desires, and as long as there's willing consensual participants, it's fine, you know what I mean? But when you are like 50 something years old, dealing with the 21-year-olds who doesn't really like you. I remember there was a post that came out, something along the lines like a leaked text between these two, and she was saying something along the lines of, "Oh, you got to pay $20,000 for each ass cheek, or each ass cheek, something crazy like that." I'm like, bro, when you already see this girl talking about money off the bat, bro, you already know you're gonna get finessed. So talking about $20,000 per ass cheek, boy, if you don't get the hell out of here, ridiculous. But yeah, man. So that's the sexual assault there. There's some more stuff at ESPN here. So Shannon Sharpe out, and you got to understand from Shannon Sharpe's perspective, for him, he wants to settle the case as quickly as possible, make sure that the allegations don't get too far so that it doesn't actually go to trial, so that some of the details of what he might have texted come out. Because from what we understand, they were into like some sexual race play type shit, right? And obviously in a situation like that, you're probably saying some wild shit through text, behind the scenes, you know, it's race play, whatever like that, you know? I mean, I don't do it. I'm not into that shit. I don't deal with the snow bunnies. You know what I mean? I don't play in the snow, so I don't really know. I'm not Shannon Sharpe, you know what I mean? For me, it's not hailing outside. But for this dude, that's what he was into. You know what I mean? So he wants to get some petite, young, college age white girl to deal with, and this is the results of this. But essentially what he was trying to do was settle the case before it came out so that he could get back to work, back to ESPN, continue making the money, because it was speculated that even before this entire thing happened, that Shannon Sharpe was due to sign a $100 million contract. Now, I'm not sure whether that was at ESPN or whether that was through his Club Shay Shay podcast or whether that was through his other podcast that he has with Chad Ochocinco. But he was due for a $100 million deal somewhere, and he was about to get a huge bag. So for him, in the short term, I think he was thinking, let's settle the suit, let's get it out the way. You know, we'll tighten up afterwards, and then we can get the money on the back end. We can get back to ESPN in time for NFL season. But ESPN ends up letting him go. And if y'all didn't know, Shannon Sharpe is the key analyst for the NFL season. Obviously, he's a Hall of Famer, 3-time NFL champion. So he's their key guy, key personality on First Take for NFL. Obviously, he covers LeBron too, and he's like a stout LeBron glazer. He this guy absolutely loves LeBron. Got 3,000 for LeBron, all that shit. But for him, it was just try to close this case off as soon as possible. If we have to pay her 10 to 20 M's, we'll do that because we're expecting to make more money on the back end. So that was Shannon Sharpe and his lawyer strategy. Shannon Sharpe's days at ESPN are over. The network has cut ties with the Pro Football Hall of Famer less than 2 weeks after settling a rape case. And from ESPN's perspective, they also, and this is noteworthy as well too, they also just shelled out a bunch of money for Stephen A. Smith. ESPN, I think, signed Stephen A. Smith to like a 5-year, $125 million or $120 million contract on ESPN, which is a wild amount of money. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith for finessing ESPN. But when you're shelling out that type of money for somebody, you want to make sure that this person's image is as clean as possible. So for Disney, if y'all don't know, Disney owns ESPN. For them to cut ties with Shannon Sharpe, it's not only to save them the money on the front end and the back end, but it's also to make sure that we don't get caught up in any scandals, because y'all know Disney, bro. They're all about that clean image. They're all about having a tight ship, and they do not want anything that's going to affect the bottom line or the money. So if they're going to give you $100 million, they want to make sure that they get a return on that investment and that you are squeaky clean. So they probably found out through the grapevine that not only was Shannon Sharpe dealing with this girl, but that there's probably other girls that he was dealing with similar to this. So they probably, once they heard about the details, they probably wanted no part of it, and they just decided, hey man, let's just cut ties. We'll figure it out with Stephen A. Smith, and we'll try to find someone else to replace him. So yeah, in a massive decision, 57-year-old was a staple on First Take after leaving FS1 in 2023, but has not appeared on the airwaves at the woman made a sexual assault allegation. I'm trying to find right here. Well, another thing as well too, they have Cam Newton on ESPN as well too. So I think sometimes he shows up on First Take. So for them, they're probably weighing the options. Do we want to go with a guy who's potentially liable, potentially could get us in, the ESPN, the First Take brand wrapped up in some bullshit, or do we just go with Cam Newton? And Cam Newton, though he dresses like an imaginary friend, at least he doesn't have any scandals of this nature. You know what I mean? Y'all may like Cam Newton, dislike him, maybe think he has a good attitude, bad attitude, I don't know. But one thing you can't say about Cam Newton, at least at this point, is that he's had any sort of scandal like this with women. I think he has like mad baby mamas and shit like that. And obviously, like I said, he dresses like an imaginary friend or some shit like that. But outside of that, obviously Cam Newton is a pretty clean image overall. So there's nothing here about the actual amount of money. But After that, we had Shannon Sharpe, who actually went on his show, Nightcap. This is the show that he hosts with Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. So Shannon Sharpe has 3 shows. He has Nightcap, he has Club Shay Shay, and obviously he was on First Take. So I think overall he'll be all right because he has his own independent platform already. Obviously, Club Shay Shay was huge after that Cat Williams interview. He has Nightcap as well too, which is really popular. So I think overall Shannon Sharpe will be all right. And this may be a blessing in disguise because it'll force him to have to build his platform independently. And, you know, when you build your platform independently, that way you make more money, man, because you control everything. You don't have to split it with anyone else. So it'll be interesting. But he actually went on his podcast, Nightcap, and addressed the situation that happened with the settlement. So we're going to get into what he said, man. Let's get into it right here.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe.
Let's skip forward.
Before we get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family.
Damn, I completely forgot that. So if y'all don't know, Shannon Sharpe has an older brother. I forgot what his name is, man. But he was on pace. He played for the Green Bay Packers, and his older brother was on pace to have a Hall of Fame career in the NFL. But unfortunately, he got injured and had to retire early. But it was a big deal for Shannon Sharpe because his brother, years after he made it into the NFL Hall of Fame, finally got that jacket to be accepted into the NFL Hall of Fame. So it was an emotional moment for both of them. So him talking about this, he's essentially just saying, like, I didn't want what was going on with me to overshadow what was going on with my brother and him having, you know, one of the best moments of his life being accepted to the NFL Hall of Fame.
I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen that way. And so as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless.
Should apologize for being a dumbass. I think you should apologize for being a dumbass. You got to move a little bit smarter, bro, especially when you got this level of money, man.
We all make mistakes. We all, and he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, you know, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, I ain't
gonna lie, them Lakers in 5 analogies are actually pretty hilarious. So those damn near turned into like one of the most popular memes ever.
This thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first 2 brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is...
Now, that's a crazy feat. The first 2 brothers ever to be inducted in the NFL Hall of Fame. Let me actually double check what's Shannon Sharpe's brother's name. Shannon Sharpe. Brother. Was it Sterling Sharpe? Yeah, Sterling Sharpe. Yeah, this guy right here. So these 2 right here, yeah. So these 2, it's crazy to have both brothers with that level of talent, but Shannon Sharpe, I think, was a tight end, and then Sterling Sharpe was a wide receiver on the Green Bay Packers. But yeah, to have 2 brothers in the NFL Hall of Fame is absolutely crazy. But 2 members of the same family, like, I gotta figure out like a percentage calculator, but the odds of getting into the NFL alone are probably like 0.01%. So to have 2 family members, odds of making it to the NFL are probably 0.01%. The odds of making it to a Pro Bowl is probably even less than that. And to make it to become a Hall of Famer in the NFL. So to have 2 family members, 2 people from the same family, nonetheless brothers, a couple years apart, both get into the NFL Hall of Fame is nothing short of absolute phenomenal.
Is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. You know, that was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
So he addresses the firing. He essentially just says, he says apologizes to a brother again for making this about his situation instead of celebrating the fact that his brother got into the NFL Hall of Fame. And this should be a lesson for everybody, whether you are rich and successful or not, bruh. You got to move a lot smarter when you see certain signs that don't look right when you're dealing with somebody, whether you're male or female, whatever it is. Just keep it moving, bro. Especially when you got a lot of money, a lot of fame, and you have a lot to lose. When you are rich, famous, or whatever, bro, you should only be dealing with someone else who has just as much to lose as you. Obviously, there's going to be people you're attracted to who don't have a lot of stuff like that. But if that's the case and you're going to be dealing with someone like that on the regular, you need to employ the certain things to protect yourself, bro. You can't be moving naked, swimming in shark-infested waters, bro. You're going to get eaten up and going to get destroyed, bro. So he seems to be pretty apologetic. I expect Shannon Sharpe to be able to recover from this. I think at this point, his brand is already big enough. He has his own independent platforms. He'll be all right, bro. Like, he's already printed money with the platforms that he has. I mean, it does suck missing out on a bag like ESPN because the money that comes to that Disney money is just absolutely different, right? It's absolutely different. And that affords you, even if you are a multimillionaire, that affords you a different level of lifestyle, bro. Like, you seeing Stephen A. Smith with a $125 million contract over 5 years, and that comes with extra perks as well, too. So, just working for ESPN, Disney, it's a huge deal. It's huge for your brand, and it brings in a lot of advertising money and stuff like that. But this is, for everybody else, man, athlete, famous person, actor, whatever. I guess these days, streamer, bro, you have to move in a way to protect yourself. And you can't be doing this goofy shit, man. You'll get bit in the ass. And to be quite honest, it seems like a lot of money. $20 million is a lot of money. Let's not kid ourselves. You know what I mean? And the funniest part about this is that a day after the settlement, what you call it? What was it? OnlyFans girl, Shannon Sharpe. A day after, hold on, what am I trying to say? OnlyFans girl, Shannon Sharpe retires. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because I'm pretty sure there was a post online about her announcing her retirement after OnlyFans. Shannon Sharpe. My God, I can't even. But here we go. So this is her name. What? Gabriela Zuniga? Gabriela Zuniga? What is she Spanish? Does that sound like a Spanish name? I don't even know what the hell that is. Anyways, Gabriela Zuniga, who accused Shannon Sharpe of sexual assault, settled a $50 million lawsuit, and they're reporting at least it's anywhere from $10 to $15 million, or let's say $5 to $20 million, something like that. Either way, it's enough that she's done with OnlyFans, but she's done e-thotting. She's not a thought no more. She's retired. She delivered. She's delivered. Woman known as a Jane Doe, blah, 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 blah. Over the weekend, she announced her retirement from the subscription-based platform since deleted Instagram post. And here's a post from Gabriela Zuniga. Today, I have decided to retire from OF. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years. Incredible support? Support? Who the fuck? Hey, this community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share. I'm sure those are some new surgeries. I'm truly excited for the next chapter. I love you all forever and ever. All right. Now, this is wild, bro. A day after a $20 million settlement, she retired, bro. Peace. And the crazy part about this is that if she made $20 million, I believe she made just as much or close to Shannon Sharpe in his NFL career. Shannon Sharpe NFL career earnings. Let's see this shit right here. Let's see Shannon Sharpe's total career earnings. Oh my God. What is total career earnings, man? Career earnings. That is absolutely insane, bro. Shannon Sharpe, throughout his entire career, made a total of $22 million. So you mean to tell me that this OnlyFans girl potentially made as much as he made in his NFL Hall of Fame career, where he won 3 Super Bowls in one settlement? Oh my God. Damn! This girl made as much money as this guy made in his entire NFL career in one settlement, bruh. Gotta move smarter, man. You absolutely gotta move smarter. This is absolutely ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, she announced that she's retired, man. So he inadvertently saved her, and she's retired, bro. She's in her. I believe she's 21 years old. She'll be rich for the rest of her life. Obviously, she doesn't blow that money or do whatever dumb shit. You know what I mean? But shout out to Shannon Sharpe, man. Hopefully, this is going to be a lesson. I mean, compared to what could have potentially happened, maybe that $20 million is, you know, considered a small feat to pay or something like that. But Lord have mercy, man. That's a crazy amount of money. Anyways, into the next story. We got our man Nikola Jokic, man. And I know the joke has constantly been Nikola Jokic does not care about basketball. Basketball is on the back seat to his horses, to Serbia, his love for his country, all this stuff like that. And I'll be honest, seeing this absolutely might be true. So this is Nikola Jokic in tears after winning a famous horse race in his country of Serbia. Man, look at this.
Yes, that was race, and he actually looked. Osvaja.
Da li su to I suze?
This man is damn near in tears, bro. This guy, Nikola Jokic, bro, when he won the NBA championship, this guy did not care at all. He just wanted to get on a plane and get home, bro, to get back to horse racing. This guy is damn near in tears. Look at this, man. This is crazy.
Nikola Jokića, jesu.
Deluje da jesu.
Da, Nikola Jokić je zaplakao zbog pobjede njegovog grla. Kakva scena, kakva emotivna scena.
And Nikola Jokic is a perfect example of don't let your day job ruin your actual passions, man. Because the NBA to him, man, it's just a job, bro. It's literally just a job. And I know us watching sports growing up with the players, Jordan, all this other stuff like that, you want to see a player obsessed with the sport. You want to see somebody who thinks about it 24/7. Kobe, who's getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning to go work out, do 2 a days, 3 a days, if not, you know what I mean? But it's actually kind of funny to see a player who's this good, as good as Nikola Jokic, who could care less. Off season is off season. When he's in the NBA season, he'll do his work. He'll show up. He'll be one of the best players in the NBA. Period. Be tied for 1A, 1B for the NBA MVP. But in the off season, man, he chilling, man. He's all about his horses. He's about going back home. He's about his horses. He's about drinking beer. He's about turning up in Serbia, man.
Koga su emocije savladale očigledno. U Zagrebu.
This man went to hug the horse and the horse race.
Sa Karminom I Skoljom. Zatim
Bro, this is
Zagrlja I sa Vladimirom
this is
Pribićem.
literally the happiest I've ever seen Nikola Jokic. This guy is he's damn near in tears, bro. Look at it. This guy's literally in tears, bro. It's crazy. Dude, shout out to Nikola Jokic, man.
Šampanjac je otvoren.
Spraying the champagne on the
Dreamcatcher.
It looks like a donkey. Pointed on the horse rider.
Očekujemo nakon ovog pobedničkog slavlja da čujemo I prve impresije nekoga od članova tima I štale Dreamcatchera.
I always dreamed of turning my passion for flowers into a business, and now I run my own shop with Western Union. I can.
And Nikola's walking out right now. I think he's getting ready to take a seat.
He is about to take a seat. We'll get him mic'd up. There
Congratulations, champ.
Congrats. Way to go, Joker.
Because this is absolutely hilarious, bro. It's taking mad long. I wanted to compare his demeanor after winning a championship with his demeanor with the horse racing. What's going on with the computer right now? Let's go over here. And this is his former, not former teammate, still his teammate, Michael Porter Jr., who talked about Nikola Jokic. and what he does in the off season, and how he like literally loves horses like to death.
There's this hilarious video this summer about him and Jokic in Serbia in the summer, and they was like, he has some horse race. Is this dude really like obsessed with horses?
Yeah, man. Joker all off season is in Serbia drinking beer and watching horses. He definitely likes horses more than basketball. Man, we'll be in there getting ready for practice at training camp, and he's on his phone watching the horse races. He probably didn't touch a basketball all off season, and somehow he got better. And then that's who AG is as a person. He'll travel in the off season by himself, so I know he pulled up on Joker, and I know they had a good time out there.
Damn, Nikola Jokic team's always winning, bruh. You think Nikola Jokic is rigging the games, bruh? You think he's rigging those horse races? There's a possibility that Nikola Jokic might be rigging these, because every time he goes out there, it seems like his horses are always winning.
Out there in Serbia, I think I'm gonna try to get out there next year to see what Jokic has going. To see the culture out there, he tells me like it's fun out there. He says the nightlife is way better than it is over here, so I'm gonna go turn up with Joker.
It's crazy too, because Michael Porter Jr. is no longer on the Nuggets. He got traded to the Brooklyn Nets. So that's interesting. And then we had something that came out today too. DeMarcus Cousins talked about when he was on the Denver Nuggets, and he talked with Nikola Jokic. And Nikola Jokic actually said that instead of signing a Supermax contract, and this was probably a couple years ago, it might have been 2-3 years ago, that Nikola Jokic actually didn't want to sign a Supermax contract, and he was actually thinking of retiring instead. So he talks about it right here.
Personality. And it's the fact that, like, if you ever get a chance to just hold a conversation with him and just he tells you a little bit about himself, he'll let you know off rip. He really don't give a fuck about this shit. Like
Look at that shit, bro. This is one of the best players in the NBA game. Look at this guy, bro. This guy doesn't give a fuck. And it's true, he does not care.
Doesn't care at all. This is like his second or third like favorite thing to do. Maybe third or fourth. Like it's most games where he's, dropping one of these crazy styles. He probably doesn't even want to be there. And that's the scary part about.
The crazy part is, like, if Nikola Jokic really loved like basketball the way Kobe did, I mean, it might be a good thing that he doesn't, because Nikola Jokic might be one of the greatest players of all time based on all this. Because the fact that he barely cares about the NBA, or it's like his second or third favorite thing, and he's this good, bro, like literally 1A, 1B this year for the NBA championship, that is kind of crazy, bro. That's absolutely kind of crazy.
All of it. Like,
it's crazy.
No, it really is. When I was with Denver, our lockers were next to each other, and I don't remember who at the time had signed an extension, but I'm like, such and such signed it for his money. I'm like, man, yours gonna be crazy. He was like, cuz I honestly think I might retire after this contract. I said, and leave $300 million on the table.
This guy was thinking of retiring and leaving upwards of $300 million on the table just because he already had his money, man. He wanted to go back to Serbia and go with them horses game.
I said, make you out your motherfucking mind, man. Like, I said, sign the contract and just get fat at worst. Like, but don't pass up on the $300 million, bro. Like,
nah, you can't do that.
Nah, don't do that. He like, cuz I just want to
go
lay in my, I believe he called it like a valley or something like that. I just want to lay out there with my horses. I'm like, yo, them horses gonna be there, bro. Go get the 300.
Go get your 300.
You can get more horses. Go get the 300, bro.
And the crazy part about this is that Nikola Jokic was actually able to sign an extension this summer, but he actually declined it. He still signed it up until, I think, 2027, 2028, but he declined that extension. And when he eventually signs an extension in 2027, 2028, or next year, if he decides to do it, he will literally be up for a 5-year, $300 million max contract. So Nikola Jokic, bro, barely cares about basketball, but he's going to get paid all the money in the world because he's just that good, bro. He's just that good. And I'm excited to see what he does next season, bro, because it seems like maybe this is what he needs to do. Like, maybe some players got to get in the gym and practice, make sure they're getting better, do those 2-a-days, 3-a-days. Nikola Jokic, maybe he just needs to go back home, get with them horses, man. Maybe that's like his sensu bean. You know what I mean? That's how he recovers. Like how Superman needs a son, maybe he just needs to go back to Serbia and watch some horse races and drink some beer. You know what I mean? Okay, speaking of some Eastern Europeans, we got to get into Luka Doncic, man. So Luka Doncic obviously was included in the crazy trade earlier this year. Essentially, the Dallas general manager thought that Luka was a fat ass. Yep. The Dallas Mavericks general manager and the organization thought that Luka Doncic was a fat ass. And because of that, they thought he was unhealthy, did not have a good mentality. to want to offer him a $270 million contract extension, max extension, which is what he was available for at the time. So they traded him. And bro, Luka, you gotta give him his props, man. Luka took that seriously. He took that personally. He took that personally because Luka Doncic has been on an absolute tear, and he has dropped mad weight since he's been since the offseason has started. So we're gonna get into this right here, and lost so much weight to the point that this man is on the cover of Men's Health magazine, bro. Luka Doncic looks just like how he did when he was a rookie coming from Real Madrid in Spain. Let's get into this right here. So Luka Doncic has entered the chat. Luka Doncic 2.0 has entered the chat. The NBA superstar has taken plenty of heat for his conditioning and physique over the years, but after a full summer of training and lots of protein, he's poised to take his game and the Lakers to the next level. Luka knows you're thinking he looks lean as heck now. That's because he's been thinking the exact same thing. An early morning in a quiet town in Croatia, the 5-time NBA All-Star is alone on the private basketball court, working out with trainer Ante Majic. Midway through a 90-minute session that blends weight training, agility work, and shooting drills, and this is the first of the day's 2 workouts for the Los Angeles Lakers star in what may be the most pivotal season of his career, and he's doing it fasted, just as he's done for much of the summer. So this guy is like literally doing intermittent fasting to be able to shed a lot of those pounds, and that's like a secret strategy that a lot of actors lose, especially if they need to like drop a crazy amount of weight for like a role or something like that. They're all intermittent fasting. At the moment, he's driving to the basket, a thick resistance band strapped to his waist, pulling against him during every shot. The workout consists of a series of circuits, each set up to include on-court challenge, like those resistance band layups and upper body and lower body exercise. The facility, which is located in the town where Doncic has vacationed every summer since he was a team, didn't have weights until earlier this month when he had dumbbells, barbells, weights, plates, and med balls trucked in. So we literally got all the devices. He literally never had weights in there, probably just basketball training he was doing, but he got a bunch of weights got taken into the facility just so we can, increase his muscle mass and the protein and all that. He moves swiftly from circuit to circuit, banging out hip stretches one moment, going through renegade rows the next. It's a session with barely any breathers, which is fine. This is the version Doncic doesn't need them. This Luka is different. So you can look at Luka Doncic right here, bro. And obviously he's training for Slovenia. Slovenia, I believe the Eurobasket tournament is going to be starting soon. And obviously Luka Doncic is from Slovenia, so he's going to be representing his home country in that Eurobasket tournament. He's also slated to be signing there's reports that he's going to be potentially signing an extension before he's officially due to leave. The deadline for him to sign that extension is August 3rd, I believe. So there was rumors that Luka Doncic was going to be signing a contract extension anywhere from, I think it was like $229 million before August 3rd, so that he could get that done with and then fly all the way back to Slovenia to be with the team before the beginning of the Eurobasket tournament. But man, look at Luka Doncic, bro. He literally looks like how he did in his rookie year. Like he's lost so much weight, bro. Look at this. This is crazy. I haven't seen Luka this lean in a minute. We might even get the opportunity to see Luka Doncic like drive to the basket and dunk on someone next year, bro. Because I haven't seen Luka Doncic dunk in a minute. That's crazy. So yeah, just visually, I would say as a whole, my body looks better. So that is crazy. And here's the thing, right? If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, you already know you have to move on from LeBron eventually because he's too old. But seeing this version of Luka after you just traded from him, because Luka's still in his prime, bro, you got to be as happy. You must feel like you hit the absolute lottery, bro. You have one of the all-time players in the NBA right now, future Hall of Famer in Luka Doncic. And because he felt disrespected by what the Dallas Mavericks did to him, he's saying, nah, I'm locking in. And look at the way he's lost already, bro. And this is, from what I understand in the article, if you go a little bit further, he was saying that he hasn't touched a basketball for months, for about a month. He was just working on pure training, weight training and getting his weight down. So Luka Doncic, once he gets that ball back with his lower weight, he's going to be less injury prone. He's going to be faster. You may even see Luka Doncic dunking on motherfuckers, man. It's going to be absolutely crazy, bro. So the Lakers are going to be a sight to watch next season. The fact that they have LeBron, obviously, was still in his prime shape. He may obviously not be, he's not the Miami Heat LeBron or anything like that, but they have DeAndre Ayton now. They finally have a center. Man, if you're the GM for the Los Angeles Lakers, you feel completely content with giving the keys or a big contract next to Luka Doncic when you see this type of effort, man, because this guy's putting in work. Absolute work, man. And just for reference, let's do this again. I think I've done this a couple times, man, but we got to see a Luka Doncic before and after, man. Luka Doncic. I'm going to search Luka Doncic fat because This motherfucker was fat as hell, bro. He was fat as hell, bro. He was fat as hell, bro. Whatever. So here's the picture of Luka Doncic right here as when he was a little bigger. We'll call him a little bigger. We'll, you know what I mean? We won't fat shame over here or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's where a picture of him there. He's a little bit bigger. This is just, that's flagrant as hell, bro. Look, making him look like, that's just flagrant, bro. Luka was never that. Come on now. Come on, man. Come on, man. Luka was never that fat. He was never that fat, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
So,
Get your ass on, boy.
So to go from, you know, a chubbier Luka Doncic, like something like this, or something like this, and then to go to this, bro, that's a significant change for Luka. So you gotta give Luka Doncic, you gotta give him his just due, man, because bro, shedding pounds like that, obviously, you know, he's rich and famous and successful and all this other shit like that. He can hire trainers, bro, but you still have to mentally be prepared to do that, you know, and that's something that he wasn't doing until he had the proper motivation. But I guess the real key and the real thing is going to be, can he maintain this in the season, right? Because it's easy to do it when you feel slighted or you feel disrespected, but can you maintain this, right? Because Luka Doncic essentially has 6 or 7 years of just being able to do whatever he wants, be able to eat whatever he wants when he's in Houston, just smoking shisha, doing all this other shit like that, you know? So, I mean, one thing I will say is that the LA lifestyle is definitely a lot easier for him to change his mentality. You know, LA is all about being healthy, vegan this, vegan that, all these healthy restaurants and shit like that. So the LA lifestyle, I think, fits more towards Luka Doncic being able to keep and maintain this physique longer term than living in Houston where everything's goddamn deep fried, you know, a bunch of barbecue and, you know what I mean, all this other shit. So shout out to Luka Doncic. And here's another look at Luka Doncic, man. He's lost mad weight, bro.
One without.
That's him beside Aaron Judge. I think it's just like a montage of like all the different places he's been and all the weight he's lost, which is crazy. I look up in there.
And Luka did the damn thing. Me, Bam, and Cam was in the end before. You got a real MVP in the city. Thank you, thank you.
Where the hell is this?
Melo, yeah! To the victors of the
Oh, I think it's like a Jordan party or something like that.
This is the championship toast. Team 1992.
And then Luka even went to Rucker Park as well too. Now this is random as hell, and I don't know why he was here, but Luka Doncic pulled up at Rucker Park, man.
That's a bad
Bro, effortless shot from the seat. Huge trick shot, bro. Luka Doncic. That's crazy. Yeah, but Luka Doncic, man, he has put in the work. He has lost the weight that he needed to lose, and he looks mad healthy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm excited to see what Luka Doncic looks like when he's hooping this season with this lost weight, because in his rookie season when he was extremely lean, bro, this dude was a killer. He was a straight killer. And Luka Doncic, even with that weight, is a super killer too. So it's gonna be like when Goku went in the hyperbolic time chamber and came out, bro. It's gonna be monster. But then we have some other critics coming out saying that Luka Doncic is not gonna be able to maintain the weight, and also that Luka Doncic is not gonna make a difference whether or not he loses the weight or not. So Paul Pierce was on his podcast recently, on KG's podcast, KG Certified. Shout out to NBA Soundbites for putting together this clip here. But he calls Luka Doncic's weight overhype and says that it won't mean a thing. So let's get into this and see if y'all agree with this.
Yeah, he look good. See what Luka putting out? I get it. Regardless if it's photoshopped or not, do you see Luka? I ain't seen nothing like that with big fella.
Reports he's on a new diet and he's lost a lot of weight and he's really taking his conditioning seriously.
That's amazing. Right. So what does that mean? That means.
What do you mean with that? Bro, this is. Excuse me. Sometimes I feel like some of these older players just be hating, bro. If you see Kobe back in his heyday or LeBron, who's like 30 pounds overweight, and you already know this player is an absolute killer, and he loses 10 to 15 pounds, gets lighter, faster, more agile. What do you mean? What does that mean? That means he's going to be even better, bro. What are you talking about? What are we talking about?
That means he heard it. That means he's trying to better himself. That means he's coming in here, gonna be in shape.
It's gonna look the same. Like, just because he lose 10 or 15 pounds, he look the part, that means what? He's gonna go out there and average 38 and 8. Same thing. He should. That don't make him, he gonna be a better defender. That's just, he's not that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He might give you a little more hustle, get back on defense a little more. Okay.
Having a little more hustle, getting back on defense more, doesn't that make you a better defender? How do you just contradict yourself in the same sentence, bro? Let's go back right here and see what he said. Hold on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be a better defender. That's just, he's not that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He might give you a little more hustle, get back on defense a little more. Okay.
And Paul, am I tripping? Is Paul Pierce hating? If you are known as not being a good defender and you lose weight, you become a better player, you hustle more on defense, you get back quicker on defense to your assignments, how does that not make you a better defender? That's literally what being a better defender is all about. It's about your mentality and it's about your hustle.
What you got to understand, and what people got to understand, listen, dog, you're going to have to take some to get some, right? All right, for instance, I got dominant-ass Shaq that can't make free throws. I'm taking that. I'm taking this. I got Luka giving me 38 and 8.
No defense.
I'm taking that 38 and 8. I'm taking that. You feel what I'm saying?
Vanderbilt.
Let me get some motherfuckers around him that can do that then.
Facts. I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, cause ain't nobody doing what he doing.
Nope.
Like, that's why I don't like, come on, man, y'all get out of here with that.
And summertime body, everybody in shape in the summer.
By December, when I ain't practicing no more, you're gonna see the same Luka you done seen the last 4 or 5 years.
All right, I guess time will tell. I don't know. That sounds like OG hating to me. I think Luka Doncic is trying to better himself, and anyone who's trying to better yourself, it's not going to be like a line where it just goes up all the time, where you just can continue to lose weight. Bro, there might be times where he may relapse, bro. It might go up and down, up and down, up and down. But the fact is that he's starting to try to better himself. This is the beginning point, you know what I mean? And he's with LeBron, who's the king of maintaining your body, the king of being able to stay in tip-top shape year round. And he's got other guys on that team as well. We can just learn a different mentality from, right? Because when he's in Dallas, bro, Luka Doncic is a man. You can't tell him nothing, right? He's a star of that team, right? But when you got an all-time player like LeBron around, you see how that dude works. That shit rubs off on you, bro. Like, what do they say? Like, the people you're around the most is who you act like them the most, type shit like that, or you're like the common denominator of all your closest friends type thing. And being in a gym where everybody else is working their ass off, everybody else is going balls to the wall, everyone's coming in early, first one in, last one out. Bro, you see that, and if everyone else is doing it, you're gonna make sure that you're not the last man out, because you want to make sure you're contributing to your team as much as possible so you can get that chip, boy. So yeah, I don't agree with that at all, bro. I think Paul Pierce is hating here a little bit, and who knows, maybe he might be right early in the season, but I think that's hating, bro. I think Luka Doncic, I think losing 10 to 15 to 20 pounds in the NBA, bro, especially in this modern NBA, I think that's a significant difference, and it's going to make a significant impact on the Lakers next season. And again, this is one thing that nobody's talking about. The fact that Luka Doncic is in Los Angeles versus being in the South, bro. The South food, bro, is fire, bro. It's absolutely fire, but y'all know that food is not good for you. And it's easy to rack up, especially in Houston or Dallas, these places, bro, to rack up on this unhealthy food, and it's easily accessible. LA is a whole different animal, bro. Like, LA is all about that vegan shit. It's all about being healthy. It's all about these girls wanting to look like models, that, you know, booger sugar diet, all that stuff like that. So it's a completely different lifestyle out there, bro. He can have private chefs, all this other stuff that will cook him the diet that make sure that he continues to maintain his health throughout the season. And from what I understand too, the Lakers also hired a conditioning coach just for Luka Doncic as well earlier in the season. I remember them making fun of that shit as well too. But let's get into the next story, man. We got to talk about Bron. So LeBron, as you all know, he's about to enter year 23. I do think this will be LeBron's last year in the NBA. That is my guess. And it's only fitting. You know, he wore the number 23 as an ode to Michael Jordan. This is his 23rd year. So for me, it would be a fitting ending to the storybook of LeBron James to end his career on year 23 when he wore that number for so long and he's been chasing Michael Jordan for so long. And he had a post about him being up at 4:59 in the morning to start training, bro. And this goes exactly into what I was saying before. You're Luka Doncic. You're 27 years old. You can't have a 40-year-old dude be working harder than you are. And this 40-year-old dude's most likely about to retire in 1 or 2 years. It doesn't look good, bro. It doesn't look good, especially if you're the type of player who wants to be the best, wants to win those championships. you have to adopt this mentality. But the diet is the first step. So this is what LeBron was getting into, man.
Into year 23, LeBron James at 5 in the morning had his workout. And even Tyrese Maxey was there, but here's the footage from LeBron James's workout.
23. Hey! One more, Chris. You're 23. Up.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Up. Ah! TTP, big. Right here. There you go.
I'm here.
Coming one. Good. There it is, Corey.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. The fact that he's still able to do this at his age is absolutely nothing short of phenomenal, bro. This guy looks completely lean. It's like there's no body fat on his body at all.
Yeah. Straight line in. Good. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Good. Watch it. Corey, switch that. There you go. Good hit.
Good hit.
Yeah. Set that up.
I ain't gonna lie. In terms of just like absolute physique and shape, I think the two athletes, and y'all can get in the chat and ask me or combat this or whatever like that. LeBron and Ronaldo got to be the two oldest athletes who are in the best physique I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Like these two guys to be this old and to have the physique that they have is just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know if there's any two athletes outside of these guys who have the physique that they have, bro.
Up, screen, switch,
crazy, bro. Like,
got it.
This dude is 40. If I put a blind test on this and then you didn't know who this was and I told you he was 40 years old, you'd be like, nah. Steroids?
Undercourt. He got him right. Hang out. 2. Shot. Switch. Good. Boom. There you go, B. Good pickup. There it is. Corey, switch. Great. There you go. Good footwork.
Where's Bronny at, man? How come he's practicing without Bronny? See that Bronny, bro. If you want to be a better player, you got to be up at 4:59 with your dad, bro. You got to be carpooling with your dad to go to work, man. What are you doing, Bronny?
Good, B. Good switch. I got it. There you go.
Anyways, bro, that's what LeBron be doing in the summer. And there's also some other stuff that came out as well too. So there was a picture of LeBron with Nikola Jokic's agent here, and LeBron, Maverick Carter, which is one of LeBron's business partners. This is Nikola Jokic's agent right here. And it sparked a lot of rumors between, oh man, is the Lakers trying to potentially have a future where they try to trade for Nikola Jokic, you know what I mean? Or like, especially if LeBron potentially is going to be leaving at a certain time in the future, we might want to replace LeBron with Nikola Jokic, right? Like a tandem of Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic together would be pretty close to unstoppable in the NBA, let's be honest, bro. Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic on the same team would be unstoppable. The fact that they're also both Eastern European, their cultures are pretty similar together too, so, they would probably mesh well as well culturally. And then to have these two of the best players ever, on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers obviously are the city of stars. I personally think that's something that Nikola Jokic wouldn't want to do, because I don't think Nikola Jokic gives a fuck about the spotlight like that. But it's interesting here. But supposedly, it wasn't about Nikola Jokic getting traded to the Lakers. Supposedly, it's about a new global sports league that they're heading together. So we're going to get into this right now. So LeBron James and business partner reportedly meet with league top European agent about a new $5 billion basketball league. And I don't know what this basketball league is about, but we're going to find out right now. Sometimes it's a lot more to Instagram posts than meets the eye, even when that post already contains LeBron James and the European agent of Nikola Jokic. A post from Misko Radnatovic. I know all the Croatian and Serbian names end with ich, but excuse me if I butcher that name. Described by Eurohoops as the biggest agent in Europe, showed him meeting with Los Angeles Lakers star and his longtime business partner Maverick Carter with the caption, "Summer of 2025 is the perfect time to make big plans, for the fall of 2026. There was plenty of speculation about what this meant after it popped up on Saturday. James to the Denver Nuggets, but the front office sports provided explanation on Wednesday, reporting that the group was discussing a new international basketball league spearheaded by Maverick Carter. So this is them here on the boat, the Instagram post. We got Maverick Carter, we got LeBron, some other people who I don't know who they are, but they're probably important. But LeBron is making moves, man. So I don't know much about this basketball league here, but it's getting into it here. So this international league has been in the work for months, with Bloomberg reporting in January that Carter was advising a group of investors seeking to raise $5 billion for a league that could rival the NBA. And this is kind of interesting too. The fact that LeBron is about to retire and him and his business partner are actively recruiting investors for a league that's supposed to rival the NBA. And it seems like there's a lot of leagues popping up that are going to be at odds with the NBA. Obviously, we have the league with Ice Cube already. What's that they call it? The Big Three. You know what I mean? The one that what's his place? The former Miami Heat guy plays in. I'm blanking on his name. I can't forget his name right now. Michael Beasley. Yeah, Michael Beasley is like the star for that league. Michael Beasley been going crazy over there. But it looks like there's a new league here that's rival the NBA. So what would this international basketball league look like? Per the Financial Times, investors including the Singaporean government. God damn, they getting entire governments investing in this. The Saudi Arabian Sovereign Wealth Fund. Oh my God, bro, they're going for all the big money. And a Macau casino operator. Oh my God, bro, they getting all. So if y'all don't know, Macau is in China. It's like an autonomous region, but it's kind of like the Las Vegas of China is what Macau is. So for a Macauan casino operator to be investing in this, the Saudi Arabian Wealth Fund, who just the Saudi Arabian Wealth Fund just loves buying and investing into sports. That's just what they do. The structure of the league will reportedly consist of 6 men's teams and 6 women's teams touring across 8 host cities around the world. Where it gets interest is that the players will reportedly receive equity in the new league, but won't be able to continue competing in the NBA if they sign up. There are similar efforts to set up a new league in different sports. The unrivaled league in women's basketball has also lured the world's top players with the promise of equity, as many cases multiplying WNBA salaries, but still allows them to compete in the WNBA. Of course, in the other direction, Live Golf Tours internationally has enticed many big names to leave the incumbent PGA Tour. So yeah, man. So it looks like they're trying to entice a lot of players to come in there, and they're enticing them specifically with equity. If y'all don't know what equity is, essentially just means that if you were to join the league, you would get a percentage of the total revenue as an owner. So essentially you sign up, you get equity or ownership in the league as well too. And that's great for the players because not only are you getting a base salary, just to play whatever amount of games are going to be in that season, but if the league potentially continues to grow and grow and grow over time, it means your ownership percentage and the value in that ownership percentage continues to grow and grow and grow over time. Bruh, it's all about net worth. That's what's the most important thing, bruh. Fuck how much money you got. It's all about net worth. So these players are starting to realize that, bruh, having an NBA salary is nice, but having ownership in the team or in the league is even better. So this is what the team is this league is trying to entice people with. And it looks like what they're trying to do right now is they're trying to adopt like a F1 style of the league, right? So if y'all don't know anything about Formula 1 or F1, essentially it's race cars, like the pinnacle of race car. Maybe not in terms of like technicality or anything like that, but in terms of like the spectacle and the popularity is definitely the most popular racing racing type in the entire world. There's like obviously other types of race and stuff like that, but Formula 1 is by far the most popular and the most expensive. But in Formula 1, they race all around the world. So there's like, I believe 23 to 26 races every single year, and they race all around the world, which makes it a global sport, right? So the problem with the NBA and a lot of American leagues is that they're only specific to America. And eventually you reach a point where you want to branch out. You want to get everybody in the world involved in the sport because that's how you grow it and that's how you make the most money, bro. Every single one of these leagues wants to be like FIFA, essentially. They want to be global. They want to be able to go all around the world, get fans all around the world, make money all around the world, because it means essentially that your growth is uncapped, bro. It's unlimited growth, bro, because the world got almost 8 billion people plus, right? So, and these countries are continuing to develop over and over again, whether it be places in Africa, places in Asia. So as people get more money, they're going to want to spend that. They're going to want to watch basketball, other sports that they're interested in. So it's literally unlimited growth. So it looks like that's what they're trying to do. But the interesting part is that they say here that players who sign up for this league and receive equity will not be able to compete in the NBA anymore. I think that's going to be the biggest issue, is that you're going to have a hard time enticing NBA players to be able to sign up for this league if they can't go and play in the NBA, because most of the NBA players, that's their main breadwinner, right? You're making all of your money in the NBA. If you're a big star, maybe you have sponsorships as well too, but it's going to be really, really hard to convince a lot of the NBA players to come to this league and miss out on their main bag, right? So I think what's most likely going to happen is that they're probably going to get a lot of players who have maybe just retired, from the NBA, maybe someone like a Kemba Walker or DeMarcus Cousins, someone who like was a pretty notable star in the NBA, maybe just retired or something like that. And obviously they're not going to be going back to the NBA anytime soon. I can even see a situation where they get someone like a Steph Curry right after he retires. I can see Steph Curry retiring and going to a league like this right after as well too, because it's a way for you to continue to play the game that you love after you retire. It's a big name that be able to draw a lot of fans all around the world in, and you get the equity on top of that. So this is why Luka Doncic's manager or European agent, Maverick Carter, and LeBron James were all meeting together. They're looking to create an international basketball league, and it looks like it's about to launch in 2026, and they got a lot of investors, man, a lot of big money investors. So we're going to keep our eye out for this because this is going to be a pretty big story, and it's going to be something noteworthy to watch. And again, if y'all just tuned in, it looks like the league is going to be worldwide, and it's going to consist of 6 men's teams and 6 women's teams, and they're going to tour across 8 whole cities in the world. Obviously, we got Singapore in the government, the Saudi Arabian government, and Macau, which is in China as well too. So I expect there to be stops in Singapore, China, Saudi Arabia. Obviously, they're going to do America because they have to, and there's most likely going to be a stop somewhere in Europe as well too. But yeah, it looks like they're just going to try and do like a F1 version of basketball, so that'll be interesting to watch. Okay, so now we got to get into Marcus Morris, man. Oh my God, what is going on with some of these NBA players this offseason, bro? What the actual hell is going on, man? What the hell, man?
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass
man,
on,
so Marcus Morris stole $265,000 from Las Vegas casinos, prosecutors say. Allegedly. Bro, what is going on with these NBA players, bro? So let's get into this article here, man. They're saying that Marcus Morris stole $265,000 from casinos, bro. And we're going to get into why. So Marcus Morris' latest legal woes stem from allegations that he stole 250 bands from prominent Las Vegas casinos, TMZ has learned. According to court documents we obtained, NBA player has allegedly got $115K from the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino via bad checks in 2024 and never paid it back when the checks bounced. Officials state around a month later in June 2024, he performed a similar scam at the Wynn Las Vegas Hotel and Casino and netted 150 bands through checks he knew he wouldn't cash. The docs show 2 separate warrants for Morris. Arrest was issued over the claims earlier this year. Morris, as you know, was taken into full custody at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport in Florida on Sunday over the warrants. He remained behind bars waiting for extradition since. So they're about to put him behind bars and they're about to send him back to Nevada to go face these dealings in Las Vegas. So on Tuesday, Morris's attorneys argued for his release, saying that he's currently in the process of paying off his debts in Nevada, and releasing him would expedite the ordeal. Bruh, again, I don't know what's going on with some of these NBA players, bruh. I mean, earlier this year we had Detroit Pistons dude, what's his name? Hold on. Detroit Pistons roster, and it was saying that he was broke, or he was in some financial woes or troubles or like that, and he was in debt with his dentist for like, and his barber for like $30,000 or something like that. Hold on, who was it, man? It was who was the man's Detroit Pistons roster? Let's take a look at this right here. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh yeah, it was Malik Beasley. Malik Beasley, who earlier this year had some sort of, bruh, I don't know, he wasn't paying his bills or like that. He racked up $30,000 in haircut bill. How you rack up $30,000 in haircuts, I have no idea how that even if you got a celebrity barber, bro. Like, what is this? Are you flying your barber out like to everywhere you go? Like, how do you rack up 30 bands in bills? And then supposedly he had his dentist was taking money out of his NBA paychecks as well too. Crazy shit, bro. It's like, and this is why it's important, bro. It doesn't matter how much you make; it's about how much you keep and how you budget that money. Because these dudes are these dudes have literally are seeing more money in a couple of years than most people will see in their entire lives. Let me say that again. These people are seeing more money in a couple of years than most people will see in their entire lives. But it doesn't matter if your lifestyle is inflated, bro. It does not matter. And for example, Marcus Morris, the fact that he's bouncing checks now, I don't know if he had the money to pay these and he just thought he was getting away with scamming these casinos or whatever like that. But 265K, bro. I mean, he should have the money for that. I mean, if we look at his earnings, let's see, career earnings for Marcus Morris Sr. The dude he's playing the NBA for 13 years. He's made $106 million all the way to 2025. played with 9 different teams. In his largest contract, he made $16 million in one season. Now, obviously, this entire $106 million doesn't just go to him. Obviously, you have to pay your taxes, and you have to have your lawyer, your agent fees as well too, duties, all this stuff like that. So, in actuality, this $106 million probably looks like 57% of that. So it probably looks like maybe $59 million. But that is still a lot of money, bro. That's $59 million is still a lot of money. So if you have $59 million throughout a 13-year period, you should not be trying to scam casinos for $265,000, bro. And honestly, it's just sad to see. I don't know what the hell's going on with some of these NBA players, bro. But for you to have made $106 million in revenue and be scamming casinos for $265K, bro. When you have made that much amount of money, bro, you should be investing that, putting that shit to the side. You should be shitting $265K every single year just from the interest on your investments alone, bro. If you put your money in the right places. But yeah, man, this dude is you got arrested for that shit. So we're gonna see what happens. They're saying that he tried to get out early or tried to expedite the process and fly back to Nevada to be able to pay off these debts. So it looks like he does have the money. Maybe he was trying to scam the casinos. We don't know what's happening there, but we're going to continue to monitor the story and see what happens, man, because Marcus Morris Sr., I believe he was playing even up until this season as well too. Yeah, so he played okay, so it looks like he's probably on the last leg in his career. He was with the Clippers for the last 3 years, and then it looks like he got traded around to a bunch of different teams. It looks like the last team that he was with the San Antonio Spurs. So we're going to continue to monitor and see what happens, man. But I don't know what the hell is going on with some of these NBA players, because it doesn't just end right here with Marcus Morris Sr., man, because we had No Chill Gil too. Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas got arrested. Oh my God. And bro, anytime you got the feds and some stuff, that is not a good sign, bro. You got the alphabet boys coming after you. This is not a good sign at all, bro. The feds, if y'all don't know, the feds have a pretty good conviction rate. The feds conviction rate is around 92%. I believe it's somewhere around 92 to 93%. So if the feds are coming after you, bro, you're cooked. That means they've been investigating you for a long time. So we're going to get into this and see what this says, man. So ex-NBA star Gilbert Arenas arrested. Feds say he ran an illegal gambling business. And this just broke yesterday. This is absolutely crazy news. If y'all don't know, Gilbert Arenas has his own podcast called Gil's Arena. He's also known as No Chill Gil because he's always wilding out. He was kicked out and banned from the NBA for bringing a gun into his locker room. This was, I think, around 10 years ago when he got banned from the NBA, and that essentially ended his NBA career. I believe he was like a 3-time All-Star. Gilbert Arenas had some absolute classic moments when he was in the NBA, crazy buzzer beaters, and he was actually a dope-ass player, but this guy be just making some dumbass decisions that end up costing him. But we're going to get into this and see exactly what happened. So former NBA star Gilbert Arenas was arrested in Southern California on Wednesday after authorities say he ran an illegal gambling business. Absolutely wild, bruh. Absolutely wild. Federal prosecutors claim the ex-Washington Wizards guard, along with 5 others, rented out his Encino mansion to hold high-stakes card games from September 2021 to July 2022. And here's a little snapshot here of one of the poker tables. We got Gilbert Arenas Poker Club, so it looks like they had some legit there going on. The feds allege that Gilbert Arenas hired a 51-year-old to help him stage the place for games and collect rent. They say the Arenas partners in the biz hired women to serve as gamblers at the residence and added staff of chefs, valets, and security guards to make the games more enticing. The alleged business owners, prosecutors wrote in court documents, profited off by taking a rake from each pot. Bro, this doesn't even sound really that bad, to be honest. Arenas and the 5 other defendants were hit with 2 charges, 1 count of conspiracy to operate an illegal gambling business and 1 count of operating an illegal gambling business. If convicted on both charges, they said they're facing up to 5 years in prison for each count. Arenas also additionally charged with 1 count of making false statements to federal investigators. The 43-year-old is expected to appear on court Wednesday to face the charges. Story developing. Oh, man. The one thing you do not want, man, the one thing you do not want on your ass is the federales, bro. You do not want the alphabet boys on your ass. As I said, the feds have like a 92% conviction rate. Most people usually take pleas and take jail time because usually if the feds come after you, it means they have good enough evidence to be able to get you on at least one of the counts. So most people who get charged by the feds usually end up serving time or doing something. So this is not a good look for Gilbert Arenas. And this is wild, bro, because Gilbert Arenas has you know, he has Gil's Arena. He has some other stuff going on as well too. So, and Gil's Arena is a pretty popular podcast for the most part. It's a pretty popular and successful podcast. In terms of the basketball world, it's definitely one of the more looked at and sought after podcasts. And he has all of his boys he works with the podcast too. So yeah, this is just an absolute boneheaded thing. But we do have Gilbert Arenas coming out the day after he was arrested. And of course, in Gilbert Arenas fashion, this dude is too funny, bro.
You better not. Can't hold me, baby. You can't hold me. Hello. Me. You better not.
The thing with Gilbert Arenas, bro, this guy doesn't take anything seriously, bro. You just got arrested by the feds, bro, and you would not be able to tell by his response.
Can't hold me, baby. You can't hold me. Hello. Me.
And he says, I'm back on the streets. This shit ain't got shit to do with me. Just rented the house. Wasn't a part of the festivity. So he's saying, listen, man, it wasn't me. It was not me. This was somebody else. I just happened to be there. That's what I'm saying. I am not a part of this. I'm snitching, bro. I want to be a free man. So it's interesting too, because they said something about some Israeli mob boss also being associated with these games as well. So this is going to be interesting to see. It seems like what's happening is that the feds really want that mob boss, but Gilbert Arenas just somehow got pulled into this. But if y'all look back at the article on the table here, it does say Gilbert Arenas Poker Club. So it's going to be hard for him to say that he wasn't involved in any single matter, especially when they're saying that the games were at his house. So I don't know how he's going to potentially get out of this. But yeah, this guy says that boy told on half of Israel, locked up and bonded the same way. Yeah, he told, bro. Gilbert Arenas told, but hey, man, at this point, Gilbert Arenas he's not a gangster. He's not a mob boss. Gilbert Arenas is a civilian and a businessman, bro. So I'm telling too if I'm in this situation, bro. I'm not losing out on millions of dollars for random shit. What the fuck?
You better not. Can't hold me, baby. You can't hold me. Hello.
Yeah, man, that's Gilbert Arenas, man. No chill, Gil. So we're gonna continue to monitor this story as well too, and see what happens with this case. We'll be on Gil's watch, and I'm gonna say that he's most likely not gonna address this at all after this, just because it's an open case and it's the feds, and you know anything you do say and do will be held against you. So I don't think he's gonna talk about this afterwards. If he's smart, and I think he'll probably just let his lawyers do the talking for him and get him out. But you know, if I'm in Gilbert Arenas' situation, bro, and what he's most likely gonna do is he's most likely gonna tell the feds everything they need to know about this operation. Because he wants to be a free man. He got millions of dollars to make. He's got his own podcast, Gil's Arena. He probably has other sponsorships and stuff like that. He's not trying to miss out on millions of dollars for some random casino gambling thing that he was only a part of for about a summer. So this is Gilbert Arenas again, man. Shout out to Gilbert Arenas, man. This guy does not take anything seriously. This man's in shorts and flip-flops, man. That man wants to go home, bro. That man wants to go home. That man wants to go home. All right, man. Before we tap out of here, let's see what's going on. We got Jonathan Kuminga. So Jonathan Kuminga, in other news as well too, Jonathan Kuminga turned down a 2-year, $45 million contract extension from the Golden State Warriors. And there's reports coming out saying that Jonathan Kuminga thought that the Golden State Warriors had stunted his growth and really hurt his career because they hadn't utilized him properly. Now, I don't believe that at all. I think Jonathan Kuminga had plenty of opportunity to be able to showcase his talents, but it looks like other teams are offering him a contract as well too. We had the Phoenix Suns who came out and reportedly offered him a 2-year, $90 million contract. So they essentially doubled what the Golden State Warriors had offered. And now we're hearing reports too that Jonathan Kuminga wants to go to Sacramento as well too. So that's interesting. Let's refresh the page and see what else is happening. If there's anything interesting, they got NFL has a new virtual measurement rule now. Damn, they're not even using sticks no more. Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. So they're not even using sticks in the NFL anymore. That's crazy.
If it is short, you're going to see how short they were.
But man, that might be more precise first down because there's so many times where the NFL and the refs have messed up those measurements. So maybe it might be more precise. We'll see that. Oh yeah, this is more about the league. James and Maverick Carter. I alluded to earlier. LeBron James, Maverick Carter, and Nikola Jokic's agent met. This is the league, so it's going to be a touring format, like kind of like F1 or Live Golf. And then we had Sixers president Daryl Morey. This came out a couple of days ago, and he talked about what you call it, the COVID championship, the bubble championship. And he says Sixers president Daryl Morey kept it real about the Lakers 2020 championship in the bubble. He said everyone I spoke to around the league privately agrees that it doesn't truly hold up as genuine championship. I'm just tired of hearing this argument. This argument is kind of weak. Bruh, if you play in a tournament and you win that tournament, bruh, you are the champion, bruh. End of story. Doesn't matter if there's fans there's no fans there, whatever like that. Y'all are playing the same sport. Y'all are in shape. Y'all are ready to go. You got to win. Stop making excuses. You know what I mean? Excuses are for losers. And then we had this that happened in the WNBA game, bro. Like, what is going on in the WNBA, bro? What the actual...
And 8 assists to add.
Supposedly somebody threw a dildo on the ground in WNBA. Like, what the hell's going on, man?
It was shot picked up.
Where's the...
It's still underneath the side to get that person. Now there's no, when you come to see play, and there is just absolutely.
There's a video. Oh, here it is. Here it is.
No one's picked the object up yet. You guys, oh my God, type of activity. Yeah, and no one's picked the object up yet. You guys.
What the hell's going on, bro? Hey, somebody just in the middle of a WNBA game, someone just. Must have been Dwight Howard just threw his dildo right on the and it's bright green, bro, lime green, bro. What is going on in the WNBA, bro? How are y'all trying to remove? It's a tie game. Look at that. It's a tie game too, bro. They're just trying to kill the momentum for the other team, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And the fact that they actually show that on TV was crazy, bro.
Type of activity. Yeah, and no one's picked the object up yet. You guys, oh my gosh. Okay.
Now, shout out to the WNBA. Shout out to the WNBA, man. Shout out to the WNBA, man.
Get him out of here, whoever it is.
That's absolutely crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. But yeah, man, that's everything on the docket for today, man. We will be live streaming again on Sunday with any new news that pops out. So again, we had the Shannon Sharpe going crazy. He got fired from ESPN. We had Nikola Jokic with his horses in the offseason. He loves his horses more than he loves the NBA. We had news on Braun and Luka Doncic. And obviously we had the Marcus Morris story. He stole $265K from a casino. And then we had No Chill Gil, who got arrested in a illegal gambling scheme. But yeah, that's everything we got for today, man. We'll be back on Sunday covering everything in the off season. And again, if you like the stream, like, subscribe, follow, support your boy. Really appreciate everything. We're on the road to 500 subs. And we'll also be streaming in the off as soon as the NBA season starts back in October. We're going to be live streaming games as well too. I do live watch-alongs. So I'll be watching the game along with y'all for important and key matchups. If the Lakers are playing or Dallas is playing or any of the major teams is playing a key matchup, I'll be watching those games and live streaming. And we'll start live streaming a little bit more as soon as the NBA season rolls around in October. But man, appreciate anybody who's watching, man. And I'm out. Peace.